dies so sieht und dass er uns dabei auch in Anspruch nimmt und dass wir auch persönlich einen so guten Austausch jetzt seit langer Zeit miteinander haben.
Absolut.
Lieber Marc, herzlichen Dank.
Chancellor Merz, lieber Friedrich, thank you for the warm welcome, and it is great to be back in Berlin. At our summit in The Hague last month, allies made decisions that will fuel a quantum leap for our collective defense, with an agreement to indeed invest a historic 5% of GDP in defense. This is necessary to respond to the profound security threats we face, from a resurgent Russia, terrorism, cyber attacks, sabotage and fierce global competition. And this is also an important commitment by European allies and Canada to rebalance defense spending with the United States and put therefore an end to decades of debates about fair burden sharing. The summit in The Hague laid the foundations for a stronger, a fair and a more lethal NATO. And I want to thank you personally, Friedrich, for your leadership. You supported this important goal from the beginning. In The Hague, you announced that Germany wants to reach the 3.5% for core defense requirements, not in 2035, but already in 2029. And that means Germany will have more than doubled its defense spending within a few years, from about 70 billion a couple of years ago to 150 billion euros in 2029. And this is exactly the resolve we need. As a leading European power, it is right and welcome that Germany is ready to shoulder its share of the contributions needed to ensure our shared security. The new capability targets represent an important milestone for both the alliance and for the Bundeswehr. Meeting them will greatly increase the strength of your forces, and your contributions are already crucial for our shared security. Germany leads our forward land forces in Lithuania, which you are building up to a full brigade. You conduct air patrols over the Baltic skies, and you contribute vital maritime support to secure key supply routes and critical infrastructure in the Baltic Sea. Germany is also the largest European contributor of military assistance to Ukraine, supporting the Ukrainian people so they can defend their freedom today and deter further aggression in the future. To support Ukraine and to ensure our militaries have the equipment and the ammunition they need, we have to enhance our defense industrial capacity on both sides of the Atlantic. And Germany's defense industry plays a crucial role. Your world-class industries and entrepreneurs are capable to ramp up production, innovate and deliver. But none of us need to do this alone. It makes all of us fighter jets in North Rhine-Westphalia. And this is not only to boost our security, it creates jobs on both sides of the Atlantic. So indeed, as you said, we have a lot to do. I know I can count on Germany, I can count on you personally, and Germany can count on a strong and united NATO. Later today, we will mark the 70th anniversary of the Federal Republic of Germany's accession to NATO. And I am very much looking forward to this ceremony to celebrate Germany.
Auf ein Flugzeug der militärischen Überwachung ist völlig inakzeptabel. Der chinesische Botschafter ist in das Auswärtige Amt einbestellt worden. Der Außenminister hat noch keinen abschließenden Bericht vorgelegt, auch über das Gespräch. Ich werde das nicht abschließend heute bewerten, aber so etwas zeigt, dass wir auch mit solchen Phänomenen umgehen müssen und dass wir auch genau aufklären werden, woher dieser Laserangriff, diese Laserattacke auf ein deutsches Flugzeug stammt. Die Ausrüstung der ukrainischen Armee ist ein Dauerthema, auch in den Gesprächen innerhalb des Bündnisses, auch zwischen denjenigen, die die sogenannte Koalition der Willigen bilden. Wir werden uns morgen in Rom treffen, um auch noch einmal über die Zeit nach einem möglichen Waffenstillstand zu beraten. Aber wir werden auch während der Konferenz in Rom eine Videokonferenz im Kreis dieser sogenannten Koalition der Willigen haben und hier auch noch mal einige Details besprechen über weitere Lieferungen und weitere Unterstützungen der Ukraine. Hier stehen insbesondere weitere Systeme der Luftverteidigung zur Entscheidung an. Und ich werde da auch entsprechende Angebote machen, die wir aus Deutschland heraus realisieren könnten.
To your second question, our working assumption is the following, that indeed, as we see, China is rapidly building up its armed forces. They have now more ships sailing than the US. They will have another 100 ships sailing by 2030. They have now 1,000 nuclear warheads. This is not to organize parades in Beijing. This is indeed to make use of this. And we know the ambition China has, which is to somehow get control over Taiwan. And the assumption is, based on many discussions we have had, and of course what we know from our sources, that the risk is increasingly there, that Xi Jinping, the president of China and General Secretary of the Communist Party, before he would attack Taiwan, will first make a call into Moscow, his very junior partner in all of this, one Vladimir Vladimirovich Putin, to ask him to keep us busy in this part of Europe. And this shows you that the transatlantic and the Indo-Pacific are getting more and more intertwined, already through North Korea participating in the war of aggression against Ukraine on the Russian side, including China with sanction circumvention and with dual-use goods delivered into Russia, supporting Russia's war effort in Ukraine, and of course Iran with its drone technology. So this is all getting more and more interconnected, and therefore, and it has been some of your own German very senior generals predicting that 3, 5, 7 years from now, 3 years is today, 5 years is next week, 7 years is next month. Russia might be able to mount a full-scale attack on NATO territory. And this is why, exactly as the Chancellor was saying, we are not doing the 5% and the 3.5% core spending to make one person happy. Great that we equalize with the US. It closes the debate we had for years. But we do this because we know the threat is there. A threat against the US, a threat against Canada, a threat against the European allies. And that is why we need to spend more on defense.
Yes.